आज गुरुदेव निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल. Hare Krishna, let me share my screen so that we can go ahead with the shloka for today. I hope my shloka screen is visible. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.13.5.
Yes.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. धृतराष्ट्र सहभात्रा धृतराष्ट्र सहभात्रा गांधाराय च स्वभार्या गांधाराय च स्वभार्या दक्षिणे दक्षिणे दक्षिणेन हिंवता दक्षिणेन हिंवता ऋषीणामाश्रम गतः ऋषीणामाश्रम गतः. Word by word meaning. Dhritarashtra, Saha, along with Bhatra, his brother Vidura, Gandharya, Gandhari also, Cha, and Sa Bharya, his own wife, Dakshinena, by southern side, Himvata of the Himalayas mountain, Rishinam of the rishis, Ashramam, in the shelter, Gata, he has gone. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O King, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidura, and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalayas mountain, where there are shelters of the great sages. Purport: to pacify the mourning Maharaj Yudhishthir, Narada first of all spoke from the philosophical point of view, and then he began to describe the future moments of his uncle, which he could see by his foreseeing powers, and thus began to describe as follows. So this is a very small purport. I'll try to get some points from the previous purports and some realizations which I have received during the book reading sessions, etc. But before that, we will offer our prayers. Somagyanatimirandasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurumritam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale स्वयं रूपकदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्चार्य पादाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकथा दामोदर गुरुग्रामधारिणे गं करोति वाचालं भंगं लंघायते गिरिं यत्प्रभातं हम वन्दे श्री गुरुदीनतारणं धर्मानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्येश्वरम्. Hare Krishna. So we are talking about Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra played a very important role in the entire, Mahabharata. So we get to learn a lot of lessons from the story of, Mahabharata, and from Dhritarashtra, Vidura. All the characters are, very, very motivating, and, it tells a lesson for us. I remember there was a friend of mine, and he was telling me that his mother used to, tell him the stories from Mahabharata and to inspire him so that he can overcome all the difficulties and all the situations in the life. And that is what was the system of Gurukul. So the Gurukul system was designed in such a manner that when the child attains 25 years of age, by then the child, the person is well versed with all the concepts and all the ups and downs, one can expect in the human life as he progresses. And then this boy, if he is getting married, then he had the responsibility to take care of his wife and the children. So taking care of wife and children does not mean to fulfill their requirements and the needs as they want, but taking care of the child and the wife means, you know, uh, putting them in the similar line of Krishna consciousness, in a manner that the husband can deliver the wife and the children, giving that knowledge, because the husband would have learned that knowledge in the Gurukula system. So that is how this system was designed, and it was very, very powerful, and it was very, very potential. But as the time progressed, as the Kali Yuga progressed, it became very unfortunate that the Gurukula systems, are no more, not much functional. There are very few people who send their children to Gurukul, and then of course there are a lot of fears that, what will my son or daughter will do if they are not studying in the, very, very, very big school. They are scared because they need to search the jobs. So if you see, we are, getting stuck in a cycle, and we are doing a lot of things just to ensure that we are safe. But then the whole point is that, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you take my shelter, then I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to provide you everything, whatever you want, and preserve whatever you do not have. So that's a very, very powerful point, and very important point to remember. And also, it is important that if we cannot send our children to Gurukula, then it is the duty of the husband to provide that knowledge to the wife and create the environment of the house in such a manner that they have all the opportunity to achieve the self-realization. Mind you, that is the whole purpose of, getting this human life. In the age of, Satyuga, the Yuga Dharma was, tapasya. Pratyadhyay te Vishnu trayato yajito makai tretayam parijayam kalo tadhari kirtanad. So in the Satyuga, people were very, very pious, and, very, very nice people. So that point of time, I heard in one of the lectures that there were no doors in the houses. You can just imagine if we have that situation now. We are installing CCTV cameras. We are installing 3, 4, locks in the door, and we are getting the best quality of door. We are installing two double doors, because the age is Kali Yuga age. So that point of time, they were good people, and the doors were, not there in the houses. No, everybody was very, very pious, and they were following the dharma very nicely. So in that age, to achieve the self-realization, the process was very difficult. Even though people had very lengthy lifestyle, lengthy ages, but still they had to, perform tapasya for thousands and thousands of years to achieve the self-realization. The process was difficult because people were pious. Now, as the process, I mean, as the yoga progressed, then after that Satyuga came, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and then Kali Yuga. So the process, somehow by the mercy of the Lord, it became easy and easier. And why easier? Because people are very, very, disturbed, and they are living in a very difficult age. As the Kali is progressing, it is becoming very difficult. So the process became very easy, and in the Kali Yuga, it became, just the Hari Kirtan. So I was reading a book from by Bhaktivika Swami Maharaj, and he was mentioning that when we come into Krishna consciousness, when we are new, then we feel that energy, we feel that enthusiasm and joy, that power, that bliss, which Krishna provides to this new devotee, to this neophyte devotee, because Krishna wants to give that the trailer of bliss. Like if you want to try some product, so if a company is in launching a product, they what they do, they start giving some free samples in the beginning, and because people like the free samples, they are very very attracted, and they want to they want to try the product because the sample was very nice. So Krishna gives that sample to the neophyte devotee, and that is why you see when we can also remember our days when we joined newly into Krishna consciousness. I remember I was always walking with a book because I was so much attracted, reading the books of Srila Prabhupada. And then I was reading a book called The Journey Home by Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So it was a different experience altogether, and I became transcendental, in the beginning. So but that joy, that enthusiasm doesn't continue, long. And Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj writes in his book, he says that if you want the similar bliss, you will have to work hard for that now. It is not going to come for free. And if you work hard, then definitely you're going to get that bliss which you achieved in your initial days of Krishna consciousness. So that's a very motivating, comment, instruction by Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. So that was very powerful, and I thought I'll share with you all as well. So so in this story of Dhritarashtra, we see that Dhritarashtra from the very beginning, if you notice, he was having this thought in his mind that I am the eldest, but still I did not get the kingdom. So my children should not be, should be getting that chance to become the king. So that is what happens when we are human. Prabhupada was mentioning in his lecture that we must be very, very thankful. We should have a lot of gratitude towards Krishna that we got this human body, because this is the only vehicle which can take us to Goloka. This is not possible in any other bodies apart from some special mercy cases, but it is not possible to go back to Goloka in a different vehicle, in a different body, like a body of dog, like a body of hog, like a body of cat, etc. It is not possible, but it is possible only in this human form of body. So whatever we have in this, whatever we get in the human form of life, we should be very very grateful to Krishna. We should not be in depression and negativity that okay, I have not got this, that person has got this, I have not got this, that person has got this, I have got so many troubles, see all other people are living happily. These are all negativities which is going to snatch away our human life from us. We have to only remember one thing, that Krishna gave this body to me, and this is the only body, this is the only opportunity for me to end all my troubles. Sometimes we get troubled by spouse, sometimes we get troubled by bosses, sometimes we get troubled by children, sometimes we get troubled by relatives, sometimes we get troubled by diseases in our body. There are several troubles. Sometimes we are troubled by our mind. Sometimes we are troubled by lusty desires which comes in our mind. There are so many negativities around, but we have to always think about the positive thing, and that positive thing is making the best use of the bad bargain. We have got this body which is temporary, but the best use of this body is to engage in the service of Lord and introduce Krishna consciousness to as many people as possible, because this is the only remedy which can cure all the troubles from everyone's mind. It can cure the mind, it can cure the body. So this is the best remedy which we have got. So that is a very very positive reason for us to become all the time happy and positive. Forget about the distress and difficulties. I was listening to a lecture of Amarendra Prabhu, and Amarendra Prabhu was mentioning if the spouse is very, very favorable in Krishna consciousness, then the bhakti will be very, very, bhakti life is very blissful, and one progresses in bhakti very, very quickly. But then he said, if the spouse is not favorable, then you become a pure devotee. So both ways, it is a win-win situation. So we have to all be always positive and focus on the remaining time which is left with us. Because I was listening to one of the lecture of Gaurangadas Prabhu, and he was mentioning that this rasa of people opposing you, is available only in this life for the next 20, 30 years, whatever is left with us, if we are living our complete life. So, so this rasa where people oppose you, you propose something, they oppose you. This is not possible in any other loka. If you go to Vaikuntha, it is not possible. If you go to Goloka, it is not possible. There, whatever you say, people say, okay, Prabhu, fine. They'll be very happy. So this rasa is not available anywhere else. So enjoy this rasa of people opposing you, people blaming you, people putting allegations on you, people insulting you. This is not available anywhere else. But a devotee who remains calm in all these situations is qualified, is to be considered as sthit pragya, who is qualified to enter the Goloka, who is not disturbed by the insults and who is not disturbed by the onslaughts of the the onslaughts faced by created by these difficult situations, is qualified to enter the gates of Goloka. A person who is very humble is qualified to enter the gates of Goloka. So here we see Dhritarashtra was, he was bewildered and he forgot his real purpose of life. And he got many opportunities to remember. And he went on, neglecting all those opportunities. And instead, he was busy creating a situation so that his children become the next king. So this was not the right thing for Dhritarashtra to do, and that is what happens when we focus on one particular thing and forget about the real purpose of the life. So here we see Vidura. Vidura, he was a Dasi Putra, and still he is acting playing a role of a preacher. So somebody can have this doubt in their mind that how come he is a Sudra and he is doing preaching, he is doing Brahmana activities. So it is clarified as one of the purport of, in the previous purports, it is clarified that Dhritarashtra was actually, the incarnation of Yamaraj, who was cursed by Mandak Muni to come to the planet Earth for 100 years, and sorry, Vidura, and Vidura was the incarnation of Yamaraj, who was cursed by Mandak Muni to come to the planet Earth for 100 years, and Vidura was also, initiated by Maitreya Muni. Maitreya Muni gave all this knowledge of transcendental self-realization to Vidura, and then that is how he became qualified to do the preaching activities. And that is why it is said that, when in our Krishna consciousness movement, sometimes we give a lot of importance to the Brahmana devotee who is born Brahmana and not others. So that is a big offense. We should always give, consideration to the initiation, to the diksha of the devotee, and then accordingly, treat the devotee well. It doesn't matter whether a devotee is born in a Shudra family or any other, classes. So even if the devotee is born in a Chandala family and is qualified because of guna and karma, Krishna also says Chaturvarna Maya Shashnam Guna Karma Vibhagashe. So if he is qualified, then he must be considered as Guru. And here we see Vidura becomes a Guru and he is doing a favor to his brother by giving him this knowledge that it's time for you to go and take Vanaprastha, because see, your body is weak and you're coughing mucus, your teeth are loose, and you're still staying in this house in the hope of happiness, thinking that your life is comfortable. No, this is not the right thing to do. You are actually missed out completely on your human form of life. This is the time, get up and leave this palace and start practicing self-realization. And then we see Dhritarashtra, he decides to leave, and without letting anybody know, he leaves for Vanaprastha life, and then he is followed by his good wife, Gandhari, and even Vidura. So these three people march towards the southern side of the mountain. That is what is mentioned in this purport. But then I also try to, bring all the background of it and the learnings which we had from a couple of previous shlokas as well. So it is very important for us to, always, whatever we are earning, whatever life we are living, we should always be prepared to leave immediately. Like when Lord Ramchandra was, he was sentenced to go to forest for 14 years, exiled for 14 years. He did not turn back to his kingdom thinking that, oh, I was going to become the king. And many times we become disheartened because of not getting promotion, because of various situations in life. So that is the key. A devotee is never ever disheartened. A devotee is very positive. Somebody who is disheartened, somebody who is in depression is actually not trusting in Krishna's plan. So cannot be called as a devotee. So somebody who is a devotee, he is very, very excited and enthusiastic about his life, current life, and and also in the activities which are going to take place in the future as well, because the devotee knows that it is the plan of Krishna, and now I'm leading as per Krishna's plan. My life is success, and my death is also success, because I'm going to go back to Goloka, nothing less than that. So the devotee becomes very happy immediately. So there is no chance of becoming disheartened. We become disheartened because we are trying to get happiness from these material things which nobody has ever received. We can get some comfort, but we can never be receive happiness, blissfulness. And Bhakti Vikas Swami writes in his book, he says, unless and until we completely give up all the hope of trying to enjoy the material world, we are not, we will not be able to formally fix our intelligence. We will have ups and downs, and we will not taste the true bliss of Krishna consciousness. So this endless hope of enjoying the material things, we need to come out of it. Otherwise, it is difficult. It is difficult because we will be always desiring to gain happiness from material things, not from our chanting, not from Krishna consciousness. So it is not possible because those things are material and nobody has ever got happiness from them. Even the richest person in the world, if you see, if you go and ask him, are you very happy all the time? He'll say, no, I have some issues. I have relationship issues. I have a lot of money. I have this disease. A lot of problems will be there with them because it is material. So we will not be able to remember Krishna until unless we are remembering all these things. If we have these things, and Bhakti Swami Maharaj, he makes a very strong statement. He says, most of the thing people remember, and even Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur says that when we are left alone, we will think only about two things. One is about women, the other is about money. So if we are always thinking about women and money, then how are we going to think about Krishna? It is not possible, right? How can we even think about Krishna? And then how are we going to get the bliss of Krishna consciousness? It is not possible. So it is important that, when it is said the process of surrender is always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, then it is not possible when in your mind there is someone else seated, when you're thinking about someone else all the time, then how can we remember Krishna? How can we remember the pastimes of Krishna? Even if we are doing our sadhana, we are thinking of someone else, right? Even if we are doing our reading, our hearing, our mind is somewhere else. Absent-minded. You would have seen children sometimes they sit in the class and teacher is giving full class, and the children are still not understanding anything because they are thinking something else. They are mentally absent. So we have to see that, what am I thinking? Is my thinking correct? Because whatever I'm thinking, I'm going to become that. I'm going to do that, and in the end of the life, I'm going to remember only that, right? So knowing is one thing and following is another thing. So we might know a lot of things. We might know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We might know that, Sarva Dharman Paritijya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Krishna is saying, give up all the rituals, come to me. We might know that Dehinosmin Yatha Dehe Kaumaram Yovanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Prapti Dhiras Tatra Mohyati. We might know all these things, but are we following it? Am I living by it? Is something which we need to closely monitor, because others can say, Prabhuji, Mataji, you are very nice devotee. You are wearing very nice tilak. You are talking so nice philosophies. But in our mind, we should know, we should check, what am I thinking? And if the answer is that I'm not thinking about Krishna, then immediately take help. Go to your Siksha Guru and reveal that whatever you're thinking, so that your Siksha Guru can help you, because this is the easy thing. If we reveal our mind to our Siksha Guru, then 50% of our problem is solved. So if you do not want to struggle yourself, and if you really want to come to Krishna consciousness and enjoy the bliss, then you must go and share whatever you're thinking, whatever it may be. Don't worry about it. Your Siksha Guru will keep it confidential and take care of it. Share it with your Siksha Guru and come out of 50% of struggles, and then your path will be very, very easy. So like that, we have so many easy ways to realize Krishna consciousness. and this is possible only in the shelter of a guru, shelter of a Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and some great Vaishnavas who are available, because this is not going to be available in the ages to come. It is going to become very rare. We already see a lot of difficulties faced by ISKCON Bangladesh and many other parts of the country. So it is our responsibility that we must preach and teach Krishna consciousness with full joy and enthusiasm, and connect as many as people as possible, because this is going to help them and this is going to ensure we get our ticket to Goloka. So I'll stop here. Time is 6:40. So I will give a pause here and wait for your comments and any clarification which you have, or any points which you would want to share, or any correction if you would want to do. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patita Pavan Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.